everybody, welcome to Shyam's Storytime. Today we have another interesting story about King Vikramaditya. Are you all ready to listen? So after the Vetal flew back to the tree, King Vikramaditya, for the person that he was, walked once again to the drumstick tree. He climbed the tree, picked up the corpse and walked towards the crematorium. As always, the Vetal told him another story. The name of this story is The Reward of Life. Once upon a time, there was a king who ruled over a vast kingdom. He had a pretty daughter. Her name was Indumati. When Indumati grew up to a marriable age, the king started to look for a suitable bridegroom for his daughter. Indumati told her father that she would marry only a person who would pass the tests that she would give him. The king was very happy to hear that. He said, definitely, let's make an announcement in our kingdom that whoever is ready to take up this test can come. So a royal proclamation was made throughout the kingdom saying that Princess Indumati would marry a person who clears a test given by the king. Lots and lots of suitors came to the palace. Among them was a man who did not have one hand. His name was Amarnath. All the other people that had come, some of them were princes of neighboring kingdoms, some of them were valiant warriors, some of them were soldiers. They were all strong and brave. Among them was Amarnath. Now, Amarnath has a story behind him. He was born without one hand. The mother died immediately after his birth. He had a father and a few brothers who despised Amarnath so much simply because of the physical challenge he had. Now, Amarnath did not have a liking for this life at all. He wanted to end his life. That's when he heard this proclamation by the king's men saying that there was a test which one had to undergo to win the hand of the princess. Amarnath thought, why not I try it? And so he has ended up at the palace waiting for the instructions for the test. So the king came forward and looked at all the suitors that had come and said, the test was this: one has to climb up a very tall wall, and then from there he had to jump onto a table that was kept on the other side. The table was a very big one, but it had sharp knives jutting out of it. The challenge was that when you jump from the wall onto the table, you must not have even one scratch on your body from those knives. You have to be very careful about it. This was the first test. All the suitors that had come, as I said, some of them were warriors, trained soldiers, and everybody, they all came. They looked at the wall, they looked at the table, it had sharp knives jutting out. Most of them decided they will not take the test. They retreated. Amarnath, who did not have a hand, he came and checked the wall, the table, the jutting knives and everything. He wanted to take the test. In fact, he was the only one who wanted to take the test that day. He came forward and spoke to the king and the princess. Now, the king and the princess, both of them were taken aback when they looked at Amarnath. All the brave warriors and other suitors that had come, they have retreated. But here was a man who was ready to take the test. This man was a physically challenged person. What if he wins by mistake? The king's heart sank. How will he give his daughter to a person who was physically challenged? He didn't have the heart to do that. But a word is a word. He has already given it, is it not? The one who clears the test would win the hand of the princess. So half-heartedly, he gave permission to Amarnath to start the test. Amarnath climbed up the big wall. He looked down at the table. It was a steep climb down and it had jutting knives. Amarnath thought for a moment, come what may, I will do it. He was a fairly calculated person. He looked clearly at those knives. He jumped down. And you know what? Nothing happened to Amarnath. There was not one scratch on his body. Both the king and princess, both of them were aghast looking at what happened. Amarnath then came walking towards the king and the princess and said, don't you worry, I don't want to marry the princess. I just came here to try myself to clear this test. Now that I have cleared, I'm very happy about it. Thank you so much. Don't worry, I don't want to marry the princess. And he walked away. Now, Vetal, who was narrating the story to King Vikramaditya, asked him the riddle. Was he a fool? Was Amarnath a fool to deny the hand of the princess? What do you think? King Vikramaditya asked the Vetal. Now, King Vikramaditya, if he knows the answer and keeps quiet, his head will burst into a million pieces. But if he uttered a word, Vetal would fly back to the tree. Vikramaditya thought for a moment, but gave away the answer. He said, the man was not a fool. Amarnath was fully aware of what he was doing. He climbed up the wall, jumped on the table simply to prove his prowess. He was despised by his father and brothers and probably many other people simply because he did not have a hand or that he was physically challenged. He has now proven to all those people that he was indeed a great person because he has cleared a test that was given by the king himself. That is enough for him. His intention was not to marry the princess. Nevertheless, if he married the princess, one day he would have the reins of the kingdom in his hand. Was he a capable person? Amarnath was a clever man. He knew that he did not have the skills to rule a big kingdom as this. This is the reason why he told the king and the princess that he doesn't want to marry the princess. He just wanted to clear the test and walked away. The moment King Vikramaditya uttered this, the Vetal disengaged itself from the king's body, flew back to the tree once again. King Vikramaditya, as we know, the person that he was, walked back once again to fetch the Vetal. But did Vetal tell him another story? That's for the next episode. You need to wait. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, subscribe to my YouTube channel, 𝐊𝐢𝐧𝐠. You will have access to all the stories that I upload. Every Saturday, you have a story of King Vikramaditya in English. And on Sundays, there is a story from Panchatantra in Tamil. Listen, watch, and enjoy. My name is Shamala, and I am a passionate storyteller. I will meet you in the next story. Thank you. Bye-bye.